And so, welcome back everybody, and sorry for the quality of there right there. We are back, and it's time for the second recap video of the NHL Conference Finals. And today we're kicking things off with the Jets Knights recap, Game 1 and Game 2. Game 3 is tonight, and it's going to be very interesting. Not as much as it was last night for the Caps and Bolts, but still going to be kind of good. So let's get right into it. First off, so far it's a good series, and today there was a poll on YouTube, NHL.com, obviously on YouTube, who's gonna win the game tonight, and 60% of the people say that Vegas is winning tonight. 60% of the world says Vegas is gonna win tonight. Well, not the world, but anyway, let's go ahead. So, game 1, we'll start off there. Jets, honestly, just coming off of a Game 7 series over the Predators, just a day off before they have to play the Knights, which, fine, makes sense, but you'd think eventually they would get like a 2-day break. I thought it would be at least after Game 2 or after Game 4, but nothing. It's from here on out, it's a game each day, the West, East, West, East, West, East, West. Fine, it's a little bit overkill, but... So I'll kick things off. Game 1, we'll start off. Winnipeg obviously still fired up from Game 7. And it starts off really good for them. Dustin Byfuglien early on gets his 5th from Scheifele and Wheeler, or from Wheeler and Scheifele. Could be a switch, I don't know. Anyway, Byfuglien gets his 5th. Jets open the scoring, 1-0 there. And later on, a power play for the Jets. They will capitalize as Patrick Laine gets his 4th of the playoffs from Blake Wheeler and Paul Stastny. Doesn't stop there, though, because Joel Armia gets his 2nd of the playoffs from Sherratt. So just like that, the Jets are up 3-0 over the Knights. The Knights might be a little bit overwhelmed until McNabb gets his 2nd from Marchessault and Smith to make it 3-1 at the end of 1. And I watched this game, it was Saturday night, and I was like, wow, this is a pretty good game, right? And I never doubt the fact that the Knights could come back and win the game. It's 3-1, you still have 40 minutes left to play. The next goal is crucial for both teams. Jets get the next one, you're up 4-1. I mean, there's still a lot of time, depends on when you score. Knights, 3-2, you're back in it, right? So, that next goal was crucial, and lucky enough for the Jets, they got that next goal from Mark Scheifele, got his 12th of the playoffs, from Dustin Byfuglien and Blake Wheeler, that was also on the power play. And then William Karlsson, however, later on gets his 5th of the playoffs from Marchessault and Shea Theodore, which was also a power play goal, so all of a sudden it's now 4-2. Going to the 3rd. Once again, I was like, I think the Jets have this, but you can't put the Knights away yet. The Knights can easily still come back. You know, the Knights could still come back and win the game, right? So I wasn't doubting the Knights yet. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, but not for sure. But that was it. No scoring in the 3rd period. The Jets were able to lock it down and won Game 1. It was a pretty good game. Jets players had a big game, especially Byfuglien, Scheifele, and Wheeler. Byfuglien, a goal and assist. Scheifele, a goal and assist. Wheeler, 3 assists. They had pretty big games for the Jets. Not just them, but Marchessault had a big game, 2 assists there. In a losing effort, but that's still pretty good to get 2 points and lose. 3rd period, obviously nothing. Shots on goal. Winnipeg led the shots 26-21. Power play. The Jets went 2 for 4 on the power play, while the Knights went 1 for 2. And the same thing with the penalty kill. Jets went 1 for 2 on the penalty kill. The Knights went 2 for 4. So each team went 50% on the power play and penalty kill. Hellebuck made 19 saves on 21 shots for a .905 save percentage. Fleury 22 saves on 26 shots with a .846 percentage. Obviously, without a doubt. Hellebuck had a pretty good night. Fleury not as good. The thing is, though, after the first period, Fleury had a solid game. Allowed one goal in the last 40 minutes. Just that first 20 minutes where he really just wasn't there. The Knights weren't there. The Jets win game 1. They're up 1-0. Honestly, I was talking about a lot of this before last night. Before game 2, I was like, you know, the Jets win, they're up 2-0, just like the Cavs, but they had to go on the road up 2-0 compared to the Cavs where they had to go home. But game 2, which was Monday. So a lot of high, but the Jets were on a roll. Knights are in trouble. They had to get this game to not go down 2-0, and that's what they did. The Jets did not show at all. I think they showed their first lights of the game after the Game 7 series. And one of the announcers was saying, Game 7 hangover. You know, after that Game 7, because you're so exhausted at this point, and I think it was. First period, Thomas Tatar, his first game of the playoffs, too. Perron, I believe, is now injured for the Knights. He gets his first from Theodore and Carpenter, so a good start there. The Knights needed that first goal. Marchessault gets his fifth from the playoffs from Riley Smith. So Marchessault keeps on going. He has had another good night in game 2. Second period, there was no scoring, so you go to the third. The Knights are up 2-0, but again, 2 goals in 20 minutes. The Jets could come back. And it looked like they were about to, because Connor got his third of the playoffs from Ehlers and Myers on the power play. 2-1. I really thought that might have been it. However, though, Marchessault also scores his 6th from Smith and Carlson. And that is it. The Knights win 3-1. They bounce back. Jets did not really play as well as they did in game 1. Marchessault once again had a big night, another 2 points. Shots on goal, the Jets still won the shot total, 31-28. Power play, the Jets went 1 for 3, the Knights went 0 for 2. Penalty kill, Jets went 2 for 2, and the Knights went 2 for 3. Hellebuck made 25 saves on 28 shots for a .893 save percentage. Not bad. Fleury, 30 saves on 31 shots with a .6968 save percentage. That's the Marc-Andre Fleury we know, that we saw throughout these entire playoffs. Game 1, that was not Fleury. The real Fleury showed up tonight. So the Knights took game 2. So the series is all tied up at 1 going to Vegas. Goals each split the games, and they split the goals. They each have 5 goals. Winnipeg at home, we'll talk about this. At home, they're now 5-3. As for the Knights, they're now 5-2 on the road. And it's kind of a very similar record there, and as well when it's in Vegas. Vegas at home is 4-1. The Jets are 4-2, so it's going to be pretty close in Vegas no matter what. Power play, Jets are 3 for 7 on the power play. The Knights are 1 for 4. Sorry about that. The penalty kill, Jets are 3 for 4. The Knights are 4 for 7. Vegas got to pick up on those power plays. Vegas goals, Marchessault leads the way in goals with 2. Carlson with 1. Tatar with 1. McNabb with 1. Points, Marchessault leads the way as well with 4. Smith with 3. Carlson with 2. Theodore with 2. Carpenter with 1. And McNabb with 1. The Jets, however, a lot more people have been getting involved compared to the Knights. Not much more, but a little bit more. Dustin Byfuglien with 1 goals. Shifley 1, Lane 1, Connor 1, and Armia with 1. Those are goals. Assists, Blake Wheeler with 3, Bufflin with 2, Shifley with 2, Armia with 1, Lane with 1, Connor with 1, Sherratt with 1, Ehlers with 1, and Myers with 1. Marc-Andre Fleury so far has made 52 saves on 57 shots. And Hellebuyck has made 44 saves on 49 shots. So, Game 3 is tonight, and it's a big game. Game 3 is always usually a big game, no matter if it's 2-0 or 1-1. If I was the Jets, I'd try to get back to what you had in Game 1. You were tired in Game 2. Get some breaks, get some relaxes. Don't turn over the puck as much, because they did a lot of that in Game 2, and there was a lot of odd man rushes for the Knights, so they need to tighten that up. For the Knights, I would say, for the Knights, in my opinion, they boxed out the Jets. Keep doing that for Game 2. From Game 2, yeah, they boxed them out. Get more shots. I mean, I know it's only 2 games, and I know it's only 8 shots above for the Jets, but 21 shots in Game 1 only, and 28 in Game 2. 28, that's fine. 21, it's okay for, unless, I don't know if it's just me. 21 in a regular season type of game, yeah, it's fine. It's 7 shots per period, but is that gonna get it done? Against a Jets team, 21 shots, to me, won't get the job done against the Jets. So you gotta try to get some shots more, get more shots on Hellebuyck. Force them to get the win. Don't have them outshoot you and win. Force them to make those saves and effort. And try to get your power play up. 1 for 4, not the best, but not the worst. Try to get that going. Because the Jets, obviously, they have a killer power play. Not just them, but the Bolts and the Capitals as well. So, I think I predicted that they would split Game 3 and 4, I believe, in the other series. I don't know if I did that, but I will announce what I think is going to happen. My opinion, I think they will split Game 3 and 4. I think they'll each win 1. Preferably for the Jets, because I'm rooting for the Jets at this point. To win Game 3. Don't wait till Game 4. Knights will have a lot more confidence. After beating you in Game 3, they know we can easily just do this again. And that crowd will be firing for a 3-1 lead. If you win Game 3, the crowd's still going to be on fire, and then you might get overwhelmed, and yes, if you lose, you're going back home tied. So, that's preferably what I want to see. In my opinion, I think that's actually going to happen. I think the Jets are going to win Game 3. Knights are going to win. Actually, no, I think the Knights, I want that to happen. Jets win Game 3, but I think the Knights win Game 3, Jets win Game 4. Knights will be all, yeah, we're happy. They win it. Game 4, they'll be a little bit too cocky, maybe. They know, hey, we did this in Game 3, we can easily do it again, right? And the Jets will know what they have to do. They know what it will be like in Vegas, and they'll do it. I just think it's going to be a split. These 2 teams, a lot of people are saying, oh, Jets in 4, Jets in 5. It's not going to be that at all. It's going to be another grind for the Jets again, or a 6-7 game series. It's going to be tough, but I think they'll get the job done, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens tonight. It's going to be interesting, and that's what I think. I think Knights win tonight, Jets will win Game 4, they'll split going back to Game 5. Also, I just want to give you guys a heads up. There'll be another recap coming your way Friday morning or early Friday afternoon, because Caps Bolts Game 4 is tomorrow, so there will be one coming out there. It might even be after the game. I have no school Friday. It sounds weird saying that, but I'm busy on Friday. I'm home, so I might be able to do a late night video about that. As well, for the Jets night, so probably also maybe be late Friday night. Oh yeah, Thursday night for the Caps, Bolts. Late Friday night it will be for the Knights and Jets, but also might maybe just be early Saturday morning. So yeah, there it is. That's my opinion. I really think they split Knights tonight, Jets in Game 4. I think we're going back to Game 5 for a split, and I think we will have a Game 6. So that's what I think. Let me know, guys, know what you think. What do you think is going to happen? And I'll see you all in the next one.